Teacher Talking Sports, what it is, would do how we living. Centers and bigs seem to be in vogue again in the NBA. The Oklahoma City Thunder started 7-foot Isaiah Hartenstein and 7'1" Chet Holmgren together, and the pair helped lead them to a title while they went away from starting that pair. For the first 3 games of the NBA Finals, OKC went back to it in Game 4. Now, there was a brief while where the center position didn't seem to be cool anymore. Now teams this offseason have been doing their best to stack the position. The latest example is the San Antonio Spurs, who completed a trade for a center on Tuesday. If you didn't see, it's first reported by Shams Charania yesterday. The Spurs acquired, Washington Wizards trading center Kelly Olynyk to the San Antonio Spurs for Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, and a 2026 second-round pick, least favorable of Dallas, Philadelphia, Oklahoma City. Sources tell ESPN. Olynyk, 12-year veteran, 34 years old, split his time last season with the Raptors and Pelicans. 44 outings, 6'11" center, posted averages 8.7 points, 4.7 rebounds, 2.9 assists. Stretch big, shot 50% from the field, 41.8% from beyond the arc, and 76.9% from the free throw line. Now, this wasn't the first time this offseason that San Antonio added a center. Also signed 7'2" center Luke Kornet to a 4-year, $40.7 million deal in free agency. Turning 30 on July 15th, Kornet spent the last 3 full seasons with the Celtics. And, of course, the Spurs also have the face of their franchise in 7'3" center Victor Wembanyama. San Antonio now has 3 capable centers, all of which will likely be in their rotation. There will likely be times that 2 of the 3 share the court together. But they're not the only team that has strengthened their big man depth chart this season. There are a few other notable examples. We'll start, and these depth charts I'm providing are all via ESPN. So we'll start with the Houston Rockets. They used centers Alperen Sengun and Steven Adams together last season, particularly in their playoff matchup against the Golden State Warriors, to much success. After re-signing Adams, they weren't done. Houston brought back their longtime former starting center Clint Capella on a 3-year deal worth $21 million. So yes, you see 3 more than capable centers for the Houston Rockets. We'll move on to the Phoenix Suns. They doubled down at center during the NBA draft. They selected Kaman Malyuch out of Duke with the 10th overall pick. Phoenix also made a deal with the Charlotte Hornets during the draft to acquire center Mark Williams. They currently still roster their starting center and last season, and Nick Richards, he had a $5 million option, was picked up. You think he could potentially be a trade piece unless they also decide to keep him for depth. But Malyuch was the first center selected in the 2025 NBA draft. The New Orleans Pelicans, we see them. They made a controversial trade, very controversial. You can read up more on it, to move up to 13th in June's draft. Many people think they gave up far too much, but they made the selection of Derek Queen, 6'10" center out of Maryland. That's 1 year after 6'11" center Yves Missi was drafted, and he was named to the All-Rookie second team. Then they signed longtime Warrior center Kevon Looney to a 2-year, $16 million deal. And the last team we'll look at, the Portland Trailblazers. Now, the Trailblazers took 7'2" center Donovan Klingon in 7th overall in the 2024 NBA draft. In this year's draft, they drafted Yang Hansen with the 16th pick. That was probably the most surprising pick of the first round. A lot of mock drafts had him in the second round, and instead he went middle of the first round. He's a 7'1" center, and while they did buy out DeAndre Ayton, who of course went to the Los Angeles Lakers, they still have Robert Williams III on their team, and then even Dwap Reith, who 2 seasons ago played a lot. But yes, after a time when big men didn't seem to be a priority, this offseason is showing that there are teams making sure to load up at center. So what are your thoughts? Is the center position in vogue again? Of course, there were superstar centers that your Joel Embiid's when healthy, Nikola Jokic, guys like that who were always seen as some of the best. But, then we saw, let's say, for example, the Rockets a few years back started, I think, 6'5" PJ Tucker at center. We've seen the Warriors play Draymond Green at center. So, yes, seems like the center position is more in vogue. I could have easily mentioned the Timberwolves as well, of course. Re-signed two power forwards, one power forward / center, Naz Reid, Julius Randle, and then took center Joan Berringer, 17th, 18th overall, something like that. And of course, still roster Rudy Gobert. But anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.